Awesome.
Thank
So,
you.
Teresa, my first question is for you. To what I understand, The Clearing is based on a number of different crimes, but what kind of tone can our audience expect from this series?
Um, oh, it's a thriller. It's a psychological thriller. It's fast paced. There are twists and turns. Every episode is going to leave you with your jaw hanging open because it's just that kind of thriller. What else? It's dark, it's edgy, it's wild. And yeah, really, really exciting. It's exciting.
Uh, Miranda, your character is fascinating. What is she like to be around? Like, what is she like to be in the same room as?
Well, you'd have to ask the people who shared the room with me. As far as being her and playing her, it was it was quite a process to get into because she had to be so many things as the antagonist. She had to provoke so much of the action and have such an effect on people. And it was really interesting playing with what actually worked. And, when I initially started, I started, a little more cold with people. And then I found that I actually had to be a lot warmer with her. I had to, seem to be kinder than I actually was. To kind of lure people in. I found her an absolutely fascinating character to play. And I was, you don't see many female cult leaders. It's usually men. And so I was so interested in the idea of what would a female cult leader be like. And then the idea that she was perverting, like the greatest relationship in the world, which is the mother-child relationship. And she takes that relationship and kind of changes it into something entirely different.
There's some very shocking moments in the first three episodes. How do you both think audiences are going to react to the series? Maybe Teresa, I'll start with you.
Yeah, well, from the people we've been speaking to, I think they're going to react very well. I think it's so surprising. It's the sort of show that just keeps you on your toes. And you just have no idea where it's going. And they are always my favorite kind of shows to watch, where you're so invested and you need to know like what path the show's going to take, and it will continuously keep you guessing. So that's what I think. Do you have anything to add to that?
There's a lot of big reveals in the show. Like they're constantly changing, what you're assuming is happening, and then you're realizing that something completely different is actually going on. But I think people, I speak for myself. I'm very fascinated by the idea of cults and how they offer at first so much to people. They offer a community, they offer a way to live your life. We live in difficult times and we're trying to navigate a path, and someone comes along and says, here's how you do it. Here's a path, here's a guide, and how you can be led astray so easily. And I'm, fascinated by seeing that insider perspective to that.
You kind of beat me to my next question, but people love true crime, and I even find some people find it to be kind of like a comforting subgenre.
Yeah, it's kind of therapeutic on some level.
I'm a big true crimer. Yeah. Every single day I listen to true crime podcasts every day without fail. I like do it to washing. I do it like at nighttime when the kids are in bed. I'll sit in a bath and listen to true crime. Yeah, there's a fascination.
Yeah.
I also feel like I feel like I'm equipping myself with the tools to know what to do if something was
in every situation.
Yes, exactly. If anything was to ever happen, I feel like that's the excuse I make up. But maybe it's because we're just fascinated by like the darkness, like crazy shit, and the psychology behind like what makes someone make such horrendous choices. And oftentimes it's like stemmed from childhood trauma, but it's just a fascinating thing.
And the vulnerabilities of us all, I think, when we listen to those things, we see our own vulnerability mirrored in these characters, or in the case of true crime, like we put ourselves in those situations and imagine it and feel those vulnerabilities.
Teresa, what are some of your favorite true crime podcasts?
All right, here we go. Sword and Scale, Case File, Crime Junkie.
Yes.
Oh my God, what else do I love? True Crime All the Time. Oh, there's a really good one. Invisible Choir. That's a really good, it's an up and coming one. It's
Okay.
fantastic. I love it so much. Mamma Mia's True Crime Conversations. I mean, I listen to them all the time. I like, Morbid, of course.
Oof.
Elena and Ash. I mean, hello, they're hilarious. They're wonderful. Love them. Yeah. And I subscribe to all of them. Now you have to subscribe to so many of them. And I have like $100 a month I'm spending on all these true crime subscriptions.
Worth it. Has there ever
It
been one
helps you
that,
sleep
like,
at night.
Oh, do you know?
Yeah.
Well, were you going to say, has there ever been one that's too much?
or like
Yeah,
really stuck with you?
Let me tell you, I cannot get through. I've been trying the last couple of days because I'm packing for my kids. We're about to go back to Australia. I've been trying to get through Sword and Scale's Nightmares. So they've got a new one called Sword and Scale Nightmares, and it's a shorter episode. So it goes for about 35 minutes. They are horrendous because there's so much torturing in all of these, like live torturing. They're the ones I can't get through. I've tried a few times because I've had friends send it to me as a recommendation. I was like, I actually can't go this dark. This is too intense.
You're both in quite a few pretty iconic genre projects. And I'm wondering, what are genre fans like? Like, how are they different from
The
other
best. The best.
Yeah.
So loyal, you know, after so many years with a project, that they're still there fanning about those things, still turning up, still, you know, rereading, rewatching, just amazing. And particularly like in the horror world, I have to say, just you know, amazing fans, like
Yeah,
so
I agree.
dedicated.
I agree,
Amazing.
the best.
My last question for you guys is, as a horror website, I'm always just fascinated. Was there ever a movie, horror or otherwise, that like really scared you growing up?
The
Teresa?
Ring.
The Ring?
The Ring was horrendous. The like chair spinning upside down, like
Yeah.
it's just so strange.
Carnival of Souls, when I was a kid,
Ooh.
it came on TV in the middle of the day. I was staying at my grandparents' house, and like I just turned it on like some midday movie, and I could not sleep that night. And then, you know, my parents and my grandparents went to bed super early, and I was just like, oh.
Okay, those are amazing choices. It was great meeting you guys. Congrats on the series. I can't wait to watch the rest of it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks everybody.